Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in West End Games, Ghostbusters tabletop role-playing game. Today is January 14th, 2023, and you are loved. And that is a very important message that we like to start each and every single one of our games with because, it is important, especially with everything going on right now. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures, or you can go towards where anywhere audiocasts are being made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us again at patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say that you already support the show on Patreon. You already support the show on Twitch and Twitter and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, Acorns? We got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and we also have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds of our merch is currently going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, Ted, who you playing today?
Oh, wow. That's a big stretch for me. But hi, I'm Ted, and I'll be playing Ted, and we both go by he, him.
Okay. And Mallory.
Hi, I'm Em, also known across the internet as McBoots42, and I use any pronouns, but tonight I'll be playing Mallory, a ghostologist with a dusty past, who uses she, they pronouns.
All right, that's me.
Yep.
Hey, everybody, it's me, SirHeckalot. Tonight I am playing Natalie Collins, and we both use she, they pronouns.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him. And tonight I shall be playing as Maurice Williams. He also uses to he, him pronouns.
Ooh, I'm Lex, and I will be the Ghostmaster for this campaign. And I use he, him pronouns. And golly, we're playing Ghostbusters, the 1986 RPG published by West End Games. That's right, the Ghostbusters movie tie-in RPG. A frightfully cheerful role-playing game, as the tagline goes. And gosh, we've got a new feature for tonight's show to introduce to all you folks out there and who are watching, or, well, not who are listening. You can't interact after the fact. This is a live thing. I'm sorry for those on recording. But last time you may have noticed that our characters have a resource called brownie points that they can spend to increase their rolls. Also, when they get hurt, they lose them, and they can cash them in to gain stat boosts. So it's doing a lot of heavy lifting, that particular mechanic. But now yes, you in the audience can supply brownie points to our wonderful players. If you use 1,000 channel points, you can give one brownie point to someone. And what were the other tiers? It's like you can give 4 brownie points at a time and 20 brownie points if you're a big spender.
And it looks like Levi is already one of the big spenders. He has contributed 20 brownie points by spending 15,000 channel points.
It took how long? We were 10 minutes in the stream.
Giving 5 brownie points to each of us. So thank you, Levi, for all them brownies.
Excellent. This will be good, especially because, golly, I got the introductory session. I got everyone down to almost no brownie points. So this will be, Ted got to 3.
I was at 3.
Though I did find out, as a rules note for everyone watching at home, a quick correction to last week's session. After you complete a mission is when you regain brownie points, not through resting, as I thought at the time. And how well you complete the mission is how many points the players get back. So you can either get half the points that you spent for kind of flubbing it a bit, maybe one of the ghosts got away or something, you can get all of the brownie points you spent back for just a normal completion of the job. Or if you did an excellent work and were just incredibly funny and everybody thought you were top notch, then you can get half again as many. I judged that given all the property damage and the attempt to steal a Nintendo Entertainment System, which was then destroyed, um, the party would just get back the amount that they spent. So they're basically back to full, plus some that Ted earned for doing some role playing last session, plus what they've just gotten from the audience now. So we're doing pretty darn good, I'd say. And I don't know, we should do a recap of last session, shouldn't we?
Yeah, just give us a brief recap and then lead us on in.
All right. Last time on the Really Real Ghostbusters, it was New Year's Eve, 1986, Manhattan, New York, Macy's, Herald Square. The Ghostbusters had gotten a job to get rid of some pesky ghosts in the department store after hours because, gosh, they had a lot of New Year's sales that they had to do the next day, and they couldn't have ghosts flying around while those customers were in the store. Well, joke's on them because they got a lot to clean up if they want to have everything ready for opening on New Year's Day. But the party did successfully bag 3 ghosts. One that was a 1940s, very fashion-obsessed undead lady who slimed Ted at one point. That was great, and had telekinetic powers. Party was able to capture her, and then they were also able to capture just a little guy, just a almost insubstantial little dude who was able to animate objects, including some chicken nuggets. That was fun, and also. Oh, what was the other big thing?
I don't know,
they
almost
animated?
drowned us.
Oh yeah, that was fine.
That's how the Nintendo broke.
That was there's the Nintendo. Gosh, that was a great Poltergeist 3 reference. But then the party was able to make their way upstairs to Sporting Goods and handle the biggest ghost, the named enemy, Tombstone Tackle, a big football playing guy. Ted had some great moves. There was a dramatic sports moment, which was pretty good. And Heck was also able to do some sweet blasting. And Maurice was there for moral support, really. I think more than anything else.
Look, I ate some cursed chicken nuggets. I kited around a young little guy ghost. I guess.
We do not know if that ghost was actually a child. It was a child by ghost standards, but may not have been a ghost of a child. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a young ghost.
Yes. Whatever that means. But anyway, after the party dealt with all that stuff, through some quick thinking, some ingenuity, they made their way back to their headquarters, and we as the audience discovered that they are holding down the fort for the main Ghostbusting team, a la the movie, because those folks are currently in Hollywood negotiating a movie deal for a Ghostbusters motion picture. And they're having the time of their lives spending January in Los Angeles. But obviously, ghosts are still an issue in Manhattan. So the other franchise location had to step up and take all of the calls for them for, maybe a 2 to 3 week period. Let's see. Then after everybody rested up, they found a message on the answering machine. Mystery. We'll get into that later. But then after they rested up, there was a knock on the door from the curator of the New York Museum of Natural History, where Natalie works. Turns out something's going on there. There was a robbery, perhaps. The party rushed over to the museum and found a couple of very sarcastic detectives, a few employees, including a very, very sleepy night guard, and apparently some stolen ancient Egyptian artifacts, and a missing mummy. What could that mean in a show like this? Who can say, really? And then that's basically where we left off. Now, for this session, let's go across town, away from the New York Museum of Natural History for a moment. Back to the Ghostbusters headquarters, and Mallory arriving to work. You walk up to the front of the arcade. The doors seem to be locked.
Is there a window?
Yeah, I'm going to assume that the door is glass, right? So you can probably see in.
Yeah, I
Looks
mean,
like
they
the
have
lights are off.
It all has bars on it. Well, now it's 86, so like maybe we haven't thought about putting bars on it yet. Like the crime's not that bad.
Oh, New York in the 80s was pretty dangerous.
Oh yeah, it'd be an arcade with full bar windows, or
Yeah.
just like,
Okay.
or like only the glass door on the front.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can tell the lights aren't on inside. You have a key
Okay.
though because you work there, so you could certainly get in.
Sweet. I fumble for my keys, and it takes me a minute. It's the apartment chaos has been a scramble, but I find them, and I go inside.
You open up the door. You go in. It doesn't look like anybody's around. There, however, on the reception desk, the old snack bar has been turned into a reception desk. There is a note written hastily by Natalie wrote this note.
Mhm.
Do you would Mallory grab it or look at it, or
yeah.
do something else first?
I would probably set my bag down and go pick up the note. Yeah.
What would Natalie have written in this note? Please read it verbatim.
Oh, hold on.
Remember, it only needs to fit on a small piece of paper, so it doesn't have to be much.
Wait, is there something I have to read out? I'm not
No, I'm
seeing.
just asking you to
Oh,
make
okay,
something
okay.
up.
I was like, what is happening? Did I
I'm
miss
just being
something?
a mean Ghostmaster.
What note would you leave me?
Probably just a quick. We got a call to the Museum of Natural History. I'm trying to think, like probably a time, like because otherwise you'd have no idea when we left. So I'd
Appreciate
probably
that.
just put like when we left, and just to meet us there.
Right. Well, I hope they brought their walkie-talkies. And I'll pick my bag up again and head back outside with a sigh.
Ooh, before you do that, though,
Mhm.
what 3 pieces of equipment would you like to take from the
Ooh.
doors? So, for the players, we have a Roll20 that has a deck of cards in it, which you can hover over and click choose, and you will have access to all the cards that have not yet been chosen by a member of the party. As you probably learned last session, viewers, in this RPG, a character can only carry 3 items, though more items can be stored in Ecto 1 to grab later. However, the Ecto 2, I should say, for this group, their vehicle is currently at the location, so you're limited to 3 items.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I definitely need the camera.
Oh, of course. The video
Yeah.
camera or a picture camera?
Let's see, is it the stuff on like scattered across our title page in the Roll20?
I think that, okay, players, remind me here. Is this the stuff that you took with you to the current mission? Or is this the stuff from last time that we just left all over the Roll20?
Well, you had asked us to set things aside to put in the Winnebago.
Okay,
Like what we
yes.
brought with us as far as the Winnebago goes.
This is from last time. I remember that some of these choices now.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure the stuff that's scattered across the screen is the stuff that has been brought. So what you want to do, Boots, is hover over the deck and click choose. And those are your options for items.
Okay, wait. Where's the deck?
It's the
You
big
should see it.
Ghostbustery symbol in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yep.
Oh god. Okay. It's like off screen. Choose. Ah, okay, here.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's do video camcorder
Very nice.
and let's see. Sorry, people are getting the ladder, like literally in real life. So, there's some construction going on outside. So would I know like how many of these we usually have? So if I like saw that some things were missing, I would be like, okay, they have that with them.
Yeah, you know that you folks have quite a few proton packs.
Okay.
So if there is only one proton pack in storage, which you notice,
hmm
probably they brought some extras. I mean, but proton pack, it's an important piece of equipment on the job. So you might be like, maybe better take it just to be safe. But that's up to you. They
Okay.
didn't take the cellular phone. I can't imagine why. But
I don't know, but I definitely need my walkie-talkie. It's the only way I know how to communicate with like people. Um, and then I'll bring the big book of occult lore.
all right,
Because who knows?
who knows?
They didn't bring it with them, so might be useful.
Yeah, you grab that stuff from the equipment stores, lock up, and decide you got to head across town to the museum.
Heck yeah.
How do you get across town?
Initially speed walking.
Initially speed walking. Not a bad call. It is January 1st. It is gotta be like 30 degrees outside. New York, crisp.
Speed walking even faster. Gotta keep
speed walking even faster.
the body
keep the blood
temperature up.
Yeah. Sure. You're making your way.
I'll probably wave a taxi
Sure.
if I come across one.
Yeah. A taxi pulls over. You wave them down. No problem. It's Manhattan in the morning. There's plenty of taxis around. The driver's like, "Hey, where are you going?"
Good morning. I need to go to the Museum of Natural History right now.
All right. And he's like, "Meter's running," and starts it up.
Awesome.
And hits the gas.
Do I think he's driving fast enough, as it is one of my talents?
Oh, do you think he's driving fast enough? Roll. Navigating New York traffic. I'd set that as
the night.
It's a D6 plus my...
Oh, so you should be able to, again, in the Roll20, just click on that character sheet and there's like a hotkey for it. Some kind.
Okay. Driving fast. Boop.
Yeah. Okay, cool. For a total roll of 18, ghost die of 5, so nothing bad happens. And yeah, this guy seems to know what he's doing, but you definitely know some shorter routes. Do you want a backseat drive?
Yes. Absolutely. Be like, look, I know you probably totally know how to do your job, but listen, I'm a professional fast driver. And if you go this way, it'll take you there faster.
Like, the guy's like, are you going to try and tell me how to drive my cab? Looks back.
No, I'm making suggestions.
He's He's a middle-aged, portly man wearing a baseball cap. He's just like, you tried to tell me how to drive my cab. He's probably smoking a cigarette because it's 86
Oh
and
yeah.
everyone can smoke everywhere.
Be like, hey, you got an extra smoke? I could bum one off you.
He's like, oh yeah, you like menthol? He pulls out a pack from like, his polo pocket.
Excellent.
Yeah, and he's
So I'll light up and I will be like, we gotta go fast. I'm trying to force like a camaraderie with this driver.
He's just like, I like you. You got good taste in cigarettes. Let's go. And he just like, and then he just suddenly like veers left because there was this, you were like, oh yeah, you should take this, well, I mean, not a side street because New York is a big grid. You should take Lexington for this. And he was just like, and then at the last minute, he changes his mind and there's just a sharp left and all these other cars from like oncoming traffic just start honking. There's definitely like a guy who has to jump back and just yells, I'm walking here.
There it is.
We're driving here.
Yeah, you're off. As you're making your way, he turns on the radio and he's just flipping channels. There's some top 40 stuff like that. And then there is an advertisement for GNN News. And you just hear 2040-60 with Hildy Johnson, the most important news show on the most important news channel. Tune in to GNN News tonight at 8 for all the updated everything you need to know that's going on in the world today. Broadcasting live from our offices in downtown Manhattan, the heart of news in the biggest city in the world. And the cab driver turns back to you and he's like, hey, you listen to a lot of current events?
No.
He's just like, well, I mean, hey, listen, I could go on about Ronnie, but if you don't want to hear that, we could just listen to some baseball.
I mean, you can tell me stuff. I just don't. I'm not up to date. You see, I've been out in the desert for a long time.
He's like, he's like, I see, and you can tell by the tone of his voice that he doesn't know what you mean by that.
To be fair, it's incredibly unspecific.
Yeah, but he definitely is pretending he knows exactly what you mean by that. Anyway,
Yeah.
a lot of the rest of the drive is like him going on about freaking that thing that's happening in the USSR, which was still a thing at this point. That terrible catastrophe happened in the USSR, and how the president, he's no good, and that guy can't believe that he voted for him in 80, and he can't believe he voted for him in 84, and now everything's like falling apart. The whole country's a mess.
That's why I got out of the country. I'm gonna go look at some rocks.
Yeah, no, he's just, it's annoying. He goes on
As long as he's driving fast.
Oh, he is. He's driving very fast, and before you know it, you get there.
Excellent.
Luckily, this guy
Thanks!
drops you off. Yeah, he's you pay your cab fare, and you hurry up the steps of the museum. Once you get to the main doors, they are locked, but you can go. What would you like to do?
And Mallory would see like our Winnebago that we've set up like in front, right?
I should point out, so there isn't parking in front of the Museum of Natural History. For some reason in downtown New York, there isn't just on-street parking here.
The museum lied to me.
But what I did find out in my research this past week is they have a parking garage that's built into the building. Though I will caveat my research is with the way the building currently is, which might have been different at this time in history, but we're gonna go off the current schematics because the building's been there since like 35, so it's probably not that much different in the 80s. So we assume that they would have probably pulled into a parking garage. There's some signage for how to get around to the parking garage if you'd like to head
Okay.
that way, or you could just knock on the door and see if you can get someone to answer. You also have a walkie-talkie, I will point out.
I'll try the walkie-talkie first.
Is anyone
See if-
inside currently holding a walkie-talkie, or is it just in the Winnebago?
Like, I know I don't. I'm not sure if Maurice took one.
Yeah,
I
I
wanna
didn't
say
If
at
you'll
least one of
remember,
us took
the
one.
items that Maurice took was the Spirit Catalog, the
Mhm.
Ecto Visor, and some Alpine gear because you never know.
Oh no.
never
Yes,
know.
that's right.
Yeah, look, it's my emergency leader hosen. Like, you can't leave
No,
home
no,
without that.
Full support. I'm in full support. None of us have a walkie.
Well, we were all together, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't know how long the flooding in
Yeah.
the basement was going to take. So
There's definitely you turn on your walkie, you're like you're talking into it. You're like, "Hey, you guys there? Over." And then there's the camera just cuts to the Winnebago and the interior of the Winnebago, and the walkie that's in there just lights up, and you hear the voice on the other end, and nobody's around. Mallory, that doesn't seem to be working. What would you like to do next?
I will head to the parking lot.
Cool.
Follow the sound of the walkie-talkie with no one on the other end.
There you go. You head towards around the side of the building, following the signage to the parking garage, because process of elimination. The Winnebago wasn't at headquarters; it's got to be here, right? You get there. The grate. I assume there's some sort of like big garage door thing there. I don't know. I haven't seen the building. But let's assume there's a big metal garage door type thing that can close the parking garage at night. It's open, and sure enough, you see the tricked out Winnebago parked in there. You could faintly hear the of your walkie-talkie as you're messing with it as you're walking closer. But there's something else you notice as you're crossing
A
around the
ghost.
building. Not a ghost, perhaps a supernatural occurrence. The building itself almost looks like it's distorting slightly. It's just something that, since you're walking along the side of it, you notice like there's a fuzziness to it. And it's as time is going by, it seems to be intensifying.
Okay. That's odd.
Are you going to rush into the parking garage? Are you going to investigate the exterior some more? You don't have your proton pack, so you can't blast it.
It's
But-
true. All I've got is a walkie-talkie and this camera.
Hmm.
I guess I'll go back to the front and try knocking on the door.
Sure. As you get to the front, you can see the building is starting to wobble more. There's definitely, and you can like hear it. It's like this sort of like electrical hum type of thing. It's a little hard to describe, but only because I'm bad at describing things. And it's very strange. The doors, I'm gonna again say they're glass. Have I seen the building? No. But I'm just gonna assume for the time being. It'd be nice if they were turnstile. No, it's too complicated. They're just big glass double doors. They're definitely locked. But yeah, the whole exterior of the building is starting to like fuzz out a little bit and you can hear this strange sound. And you're knocking on the door. No one immediately comes out, though things seem to be a little more intense now. So do you immediately want to do something, or do you want to wait?
I mean, I don't know what I would intervene with, so probably wait.
All right. After a few moments, a short, bald man with glasses and a mustache and a tweed suit comes walking out, and he sees you. At first you can hear him saying like we're closed. And then as he gets closer, he probably notices your jumpsuit. And he goes, "Oh," and he rushes over to the door as fast as little legs can carry him, and starts unlocking it. And as he's doing so, again, there's this weird fuzziness that is just like some kind of barrier that is being created around the exterior of this building, which he doesn't seem to notice at all, but you certainly do. He opens up the door. Yeah. You turn on your
Camcorder
video
out.
camera. Yeah.
Yep.
You got your camcorder out. And he's just like, "Oh, I didn't know there was going to be more. Come on in. Come on in."
It's okay. The cavalry's here. It's me.
I'm the cavalry. And you walk inside, and he goes to close the door behind you. He's holding the handle, and suddenly the whole handle of the door starts shaking, and he's like, "Whoa, what?" And he falls backward, and you just see from the interior, it looks like the sun is setting rapidly as all of the windows begin to cover over with this staticky film. Ghostbusters 2 references, everyone. As it seems that the building is encased by some kind of strange barrier. The walls begin to vibrate a little bit, at least the exterior ones do, and the door, like the glass in the door, just like shatters, and the door is just sort of hanging half open, and the curator just completely like, he's like, I knew it. This place is so haunted. It's so haunted. He like gets up. He just looks terrified, and then he yells and he breaks into a run, and he's out of here. He's just like the main entry hall, the rotunda, is huge, and he's running across it. He's sprinting out of here. He's headed to one of the side doors. Maybe it's an office, maybe it's a bathroom. You're not sure, but he's gone.
Okay. Well, armed with optimism in my camcorder, I will, I guess, start shouting manually, acoustically, if you will, for my companions.
Meanwhile, in the ancient Egypt, the Wonders of Ancient Egypt exhibit at the museum, the rest of the party, along with 2 NYPD detectives and one very unpleasant employee, are inspecting the scene of a crime, when suddenly all of the light coming in from outside just fades to black.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Maurice will like take his glasses off, clean them a little bit, and then put them back on and see if the effect is still there.
Unfortunately, it is.
Well, that's not good. You'd think this is one of them practical effect things.
This museum does not have enough funding for that, I can tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, to put to shut off the sun in the middle of the day, not really or at least to close all the lights off here like this. I don't think so. I think we're Well, anyway, I think it wasn't a random break-in, is what I'm leading to think, that this actually has something to do with us.
Both of the detectives are just like, what is going on with this? Like, what the? And one of them goes over to a window and looks out and just like, yeah, this definitely is not normal. And just like looking at the window, there's just this weird sort of, let's call it purplish. It's not slime. Because we're not going that far into Ghostbusters 2 reference territory. But it is some kind of energy, and it is definitely blocking light. And he sort of gives it a poke, and it like shocks him a little bit. And he's like, "Whoa, okay, that's definitely not your standard security system." At which point, from somewhere else in the museum, you hear a shriek, shortly followed by a familiar voice yelling, "Hey, where is everyone?" That sounds like Mallory.
Where is everyone?
Oh, hey, she got my note.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Now I will point out that you had to go through a couple of hallways and some galleries in order to get from the main entrance to the ancient Egyptian exhibit. So you have not met back up with Mallory yet, but you can follow their voice, find them, presumably pretty easily.
Maurice will he'll pat one of the cops on the shoulder and say, "It takes a big man to admit that they're wrong, and you still got plenty of time, bud." And then he'll start making his way towards the voice and call back to the other two. Just that'll probably let anybody in here, huh?
Look, I just backseat drived.
He said that to the two that are there. He's making his way towards you. So Maurice is going to be like walking back from ancient Egypt into the gallery, into all that, to then like meet you at that point.
Nice.
One of the police officers is like, whoa, should we, I don't know if I should, I don't know what's going on. We shouldn't send you out there without an escort. And one of the other ones, Detective Del Crenshaw says, why don't I come with you guys? Rich, you stay here with the two employees, the security guard and the archaeologist who are there. And Dell's like, I mean, you got it, but if any ghosts jump out at me, I mean, all I got is this pea shooter, and he pulls out his gun.
A gun? Can I have one? Yeah, you got any extras?
I mean, listen, we know this going into this scenario, trapped in the museum. There are two people with firearms, so that means there are two guns on the table. Depending on what happens. So is the whole team making their way to the entrance to see Mallory, or just one or two?
I know Maurice was going for sure.
Yeah, I would also like to, just to, we heard the shattering of glass, which is also very suspicious.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Question for the team.
Mm.
Do we want to leave all of the questionable NPCs by themselves in the ancient Egyptian museum? Or do we want to leave at least one of us behind?
What could go wrong?
I don't feel like we're thinking in that particular, I don't think we're there yet.
Okay.
Mentally,
like emotionally?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, like I think we're like, oh, cool, our friend's here. Let's go see her. Bye. And we just leave everybody that's questionable there and go.
For sure.
This would be really, if this is like a Clue situation, this would be really great for
Yeah.
the next thing to happen while we all go over here.
For sure,
then,
yeah.
We'll come back and be like, what happened to this guy?
You make your way towards the front entrance. I will point out that the rotunda in the front entrance. Okay, this part of the museum I have seen through my Google image searches. Huge. So the Teddy Roosevelt Rotunda, huge room. Entrances to other parts of the museum, some staircases upstairs, and obviously the main archways to the halls that contain the galleries. Dominating the middle of that room are two huge dinosaur skeletons. So it's a T-Rex and I think a Brontosaurus
Mhm.
that are like posed in like kind of like a mock combat, right? And it's cool as heck. And they're very tall, and it's a very tall room. And it's might be relevant later, but right now they're just very nice looking. The as you're making your way through some of the galleries, let's see where you pass through.
I've
Oh,
got good bones.
good bones. You pass by the a small theater, and then the party is going to pass through the Hall of North American Mammals, which is, I mean, the museum. There's a lot of taxidermy in this museum. Could that also be relevant for this session? Perhaps. There's a lot of taxidermy in this museum, so it's a lot of specifically you're walking down this hallway. There's sort of taxidermied like scenes, like dioramas, right, of animals in their natural habitat. And one of them is a set of wolves in like a snowy, like on a snowy tundra, right? And all these things are contained behind glass. As you round the corner to walk into that hallway, you hear over the sound system of the building the sound of a flute playing a strange melody. And suddenly the you begin to hear this rattling sound, and like this sort of like the sound of wind, but it's really, really muffled. And you can see the glass on the Arctic Wolves exhibit begin like vibrating. And suddenly it just shatters outward, and just this blast of Arctic wind just shoots out, engulfing the entire hallway, sweeping you maybe off your feet. Please, I need the three of you to roll. I would say probably muscles for this, because you're trying to sort of fight against this torrent.
I'm
Would
going to
one
use
argue-
2 brownie points because I don't trust my muscles.
I don't trust my muscles.
Would I be in fighting against this? Would this be me running to fight against this?
You are running against the wind.
All right,
so
then we're
sure.
gonna. Here goes, folks. The first ghost die roll of the night coming up right here. Oh, hey, no, I didn't do
You
it.
didn't. Good job.
You didn't do it.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, the last session, Ted rolled a lot of ghost dice.
I
So
rolled
many.
3. The only 3 rolled all session were all by me. So.
Wait, so let's see. In Roll20, how do I use brownie points? Is it just
So you just kind of have to manually update them, like subtract the brownie points and then add them to the skill, roll it, and then just remember to pop it back down to whatever it was before.
That is our current makeshift system.
Okay, cool.
All right, but remember, Mallory doesn't have to roll for this because Mallory hasn't made it there yet.
It's true.
So the party, we have a 17, a 9, and a 13. I was going to set this at 10, which seemed reasonable to me, but that means Natalie is swept up in the windstorm, careening down the hallway. Visibility's poor, very poor, because there's all this snow that's coming with it. So to the perspective of Maurice and Ted, this suddenly just happens, and this wind and snow just hits you, and Natalie just disappears. Swept off back down the hallway, but you totally can't. They like completely leave your field of vision because
How did the
it's
cop
gotten
do?
to the point. What?
How did the cop do? Because the
Oh,
cop
the
went
cop.
with
Okay, I
us.
rolled for the cop. Hold on. The
Oh
cop,
no.
pretty good muscle score because police. Let's see. We're looking at a total of 12. No ghost on the ghost die, unfortunately for me. The cop also is able to hold. Detective Del Crenshaw holds his ground. His cigarette goes out, unfortunately, but he holds his ground, and he's just like, what in the hell's going on?
But yeah, Natalie is just
swept out of the gallery by the strong winds. What did Maurice and Ted do?
zips up the winter coat.
I mean, I'm gonna be like, well, I guess it was a good call bringing the Alpine gear. And then I run after Natalie, who just got blown away to who knows where.
Running in the direction that the wind is blowing, easy.
Awesome.
Don't roll.
I love it. Yes. All right.
You're off in that direction immediately. Detective Del Crenshaw hadn't immediately realized that Natalie was swept away in the wind, probably because the whole thing is just kind of like wild to him. But he does notice Ted just make a break for it. At which point it seems like he's starting to put the things together, and he turns to Maurice, and he's just like, what do you think? Because the wind's still blowing. He's like, what's the play here? You know, the supernatural stuff.
Maurice says, first things first, admit it was a ghost.
It's like, okay, I admit it was a ghost.
And Maurice is like, his jacket zipped up. You know, Chicago's the windy city. Like, this is all right, like this Arctic tundra blast. But, like, have you ever been near Lake Michigan? It's fine. So he is just gonna sort of like, he's gonna bundle up and say, if there's any two that I trust to be together by themselves and have the best case scenario, it's Nat and Ted.
Just leave him.
And so he's just gonna like bundle up a little bit more and just like shamble forward in the direction that he was going.
Sure.
But he will bring out the rope from his Alpine gear, tie himself around the waist, and throw the other end to the detective. So in case the wind blast happens, that they don't both.
Smart.
That they both don't end up getting blasted again.
Very good.
Very good. Indoor must have known. This is all part of the plan, bringing the Alpine gear to the museum for the planned Arctic blast attack.
You've seen through my ruse.
Let's cut real quick to Mallory. Mallory's been heading in the direction of the rest of the group. Well, you're just leaving the big hall, and I think at the other end of this hall there is like the stairwells and maybe like a lobby area, which then leads into the Hall of North American Mammals, right? But you can hear the glass shatter. You can hear this wind. Something is happening in the direction of the sign that says Hall of North American Mammals.
Sounds like it could be ghosts.
Could be ghosts.
Better go.
You head off in that direction. And you see this. There's a snowstorm in this hallway. Wow, that's wild. There's we got a raid. Thank you, raid. Very nice.
Thank you, Raiders.
Thank you, raid. Snowstorm. How strange.
Catching it on tape.
Yep.
Nice. There's a pointing out to the audience real quick, since a bunch of people just joined. If you have channel points, you can spend 1,000 channel points to give a brownie point to one of the players. Brownie points can be used to alter dice rolls. They are also the character's health and experience. So if you're feeling generous, they might about to need some. Maybe we're gonna see. I mean, heck is definitely coming. We haven't gotten to that
I just
scene
got
yet.
yoinked by a snowstorm, so
Yeah.
you know.
But what Mallory sees as they turn the corner, they see this hall. There's this snowstorm. What's wild is that outside of the hall, the air is totally calm. It's not quiet because you can hear what's going on in there, but it's not cold. There's no snowflakes, nothing like that. It's just in there, and it seems to all be issuing forth from one particular busted out diorama. You can't see Maurice or the detective through the torrent of snow and wind, but what you do see with the video through the lens of the video camera, we're seeing the view of the video camera with the little red recording light and the time code, right?
Yep.
Is leaping out of the diorama are two huge wolves.
Oh my god.
They
Wolves.
they don't turn to you or see you, but they are heading off down the hallway and are quickly leaving your field of vision, at least until you venture into this hallway.
All right. Well, those look like someone else's problem.
Do you avoid the Hall of North American Mammals?
Do I know my friends were here, or just that this diorama exploded?
You know the diorama exploded. You're pretty sure it's supernatural, I'll tell you that. And it's a ghost. And you know that your friends are somewhere in here, but you can't see anybody at the other end of that snow and wind. Even if they were shouting, you probably wouldn't be able to hear them over the raucous din, at least at the distance that you're at.
Yeah.
Although if you'd like to look to scan the area, I would have you make a roll for it to see if you spot anyone in there.
Sure. What do I need to roll?
Oh, what would that be? I believe that would be technically moves, because in this game, moves can encompass things like perception, as I recall. Don't quote me on it. I should open the manual, but I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay, so probably I should use some brownie points because I have 2 points in moves.
And LB Hackemup did redeem more channel points, so each of us did gain an additional 5.
True.
Yeah.
Got points to burn.
Yeah. So is it that it adds dice, or it adds a static digit?
It adds dice. So for every point you spend, you get to add another die to your die pool.
Okay. Cool. So I'll use 2 brownie points here so that my moves roll is 4. Did that work correctly? I cannot tell.
It looks like it only rolled 3d6. Did you say that was bumping it to 4d6?
Yeah, I should have.
Okay. Well, you can
ghost die is the 5th or the 4th.
Oh. Is that how it's working? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at. I rolled a run roll and I had 5, so it's 46 plus the ghost die, and then if you look at it, I think that it factors in the roll as well.
Okay.
Which
so it's
on
minus
46
1
is. Oof.
Yeah. So is that, do I need to bump everything up by 1, or is the ghost die intended to be part of the?
The ghost die is intended to be part of stuff, so that is
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that looks like it worked properly.
Okay.
But a 9 is not high enough. So
Nope.
it's just too much of a torrent of wind, snow. You can't tell if there's anybody in there.
Okay, I'm just gonna yell into the snow. It would be really nice if somebody had a walkie-talkie right now. And I guess I'll go look somewhere else.
Well, hold on. Those in the wind, Maurice and Detective Del Crenshaw, I would like you two to make me also moves rolls.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to increase my dice pool by 2 using 2 brownie points. Again, thank you, LB. Ooh,
Woof.
my
no.
guy! Wow!
Ooh,
Wow.
Spicy.
One
bad.
and a 2. Yikes.
These dice are giving me the cold shoulder, that's for sure.
Well,
Both.
Del Crenshaw rolled 3 dice, rolled 3 4s. Just better than everybody else has been rolling. So, Crenshaw is like, it's like, I think there's somebody out there on the other side of the storm. Also, I think there's and suddenly a wolf just leaps onto him.
Whoop.
And I'm tied to him!
It was
so if he
someone
starts
else's
getting
problem.
dragged, I'm just gonna go.
There's oh no. Wolves. Big taxidermied wolves. 2 of them. Gosh. We've entered into some kind of initiative. It's Maurice can see another of these beasts sort of stalking close by, or maybe just running up on you. It's probably just running up on you because you didn't see it earlier, so it's like, oh,
Okay.
this will be great.
I would like to use utilize my guess skill possibly to
Okay,
figure out if this is like a classic zombie movie scenario. Like, do I destroy the brain? Like, if I used the rock hammer, like the climbing pick that I have for my Alpine kit, to like into the dome of this wolf.
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
will it stop attacking me, or will it just now be like a weird wolficorn that stole my hammer?
For one thing, Indoor, this is a kid's show, all right?
Mhm.
Okay. So
I said the detective got tackled. There was no mauling. We're seeing any blood here.
Okay.
Wow, you're
so-
really violent.
So,
I can't believe.
look,
you would,
I'm out for revenge on ghosts. Okay.
Whatever it takes.
Gonna get real bloody. But no,
Okay,
you can use guess to be like, what kind of are these, like, possessed? Are they animated like we dealt with in the last episode? Are they something else entirely? You've been doing this a little while. You might be able to make an educated guess in the moment.
How about this? Animals of North America, right? So the plains, or the tundra has broken up and the wolves have come out. Is there a exhibit for like a desert creature or like a high plains creature, like a warm area?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, North America's got a lot of biomes.
If I, using my guess skill, do I think, like, can I, like, see if there are, like, heat shimmers in that room? Like, if I busted the glass, would there be a burst of heat to counteract the cold?
Oh, that's
kid-friendly.
That's kid-friendly. It's also such a good idea that I don't want to make you roll for it.
Okay.
I would rather just say that you would have to roll to bust the glass.
Okay.
But if you look over and sort of like squint, because you're like closer to some of those areas, you can see through the glass of some of the exhibits. There's like a Mojave Desert thing, right? And yeah, you can see that heat shimmer in there.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to...
Make the exhibits fight each other.
Yeah!
The exhibits fight each other.
Nature.
Yeah, so let's get Natural Geographic up in this. He's gonna take his hammer and he's gonna start striking at it. What do I need to roll for that?
That is a muscles for sure if you have a relevant talent.
No, my muscles talent is gobbling food. I don't think that
I
helps
forgot.
here.
Yeah, that was really relevant last session.
It
but
was.
not
It
so
was.
much. Not so much right now.
Are these wolves? Can I just?
Oh, but you do have the Alpine gear though.
I do have the
right?
Alpine
So
gear.
Does the Alpine gear? I should actually look at that card to see if it gives any specific bonus.
They may roll 3 extra dice when climbing something.
Okay, so you're obviously not climbing something, but this is a pickaxe that you're using against a pane of glass. So yeah, get 3 extra dice for it. It makes
Hell
sense,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
And again, I'm just looking for a 10 here.
Okay, and this is moves or muscles?
Muscles, for sure, muscles.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna throw 2 extra brownie points into it. Cause my last roll did not treat me well, and I really just like if I need a 10.
But a 30.
Yeah, it's a lot
Well,
more than a 10.
A 30 will do it. A 30 with no ghost on the ghost die. You shatter. You just like what? I'm sorry. Who's your celebrity lookalike? It's Wilford Brimley, right?
Yeah, Wilford Brimley or
Wilford Brimley
the teacher from Sabrina the Teenage
Yeah.
Witch. Yeah.
Wilford Brimley in an oversized coat in a snowstorm with a pickaxe slams the pickaxe into this glass pane, which shatters, and yeah, this wave of heat and like sand just emits out from it.
Call that the
Yeah.
equalizer.
The other thing that is happening this round is Detective Del Crenshaw is going to draw his firearm.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
tracks.
That's what he would do in this situation.
Yeah.
And the wolf is. I mean, listen, this is a kid show, but it's kind of based off of a teen-centered movie. So probably what's happening is as you're breaking this glass in the background, you hear this gun going off, and you can see out of focus the shapes of this wolf and this guy wrestling with each other. Mallory, there's still the snowstorm sounds. You hear the faint sound of shattering glass, because over the storm that might be a little hard to hear, but you definitely hear a gun going off.
A gun!
A gun!
Wonder if I can buy that gun. And I head towards it.
I really like that Mallory's goal is to get a gun.
Like,
Is to get something
Mallory's
from everyone.
most proficient skill is borrowing.
Very good. So you're just gonna nicely ask for the gun for a short window of time, and how could they say no?
Exactly.
You run into the storm. Next round we will see where you end up. The other wolf is, well, it was gonna go after Maurice, right? It was poised to strike when this sandstorm, well, not a sandstorm, but all of this heat and sand just hit it. And it's like it yips a little bit and like moves backward, just completely like taken off balance by this thing that's happening.
The gun?
No, just the hot air. It's like this creature's like, I was from an Arctic tundra. What is all this hot air that's happening here? What are creatures that would be in a desert exhibit?
Are you thinking
Mammals,
big,
right?
small?
They had to be mammals. Prairie dogs?
Yeah,
Maybe?
it'd be small, like night creatures.
Yeah, a
Like,
lot
we
of
don't
them
have...
are a lot. Oh, yeah, like kangaroo rats, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing you get is like a coyote, right?
Yeah, it's not too
Definitely
many
do
large animals
coyotes.
there.
There's definitely some prairie dogs that are leaping out of this exhibit. Just, I mean, what are they going off to do? I don't know. They're just like
prairie
running
dog
around.
things.
Yeah, they're just doing
Yeah,
animal
what
things.
do prairie dogs even do?
I think they burrow.
They dig a lot. That's
Yeah.
it.
But they
They
so
cause problems.
They leap out into the hall. They're just like scurrying all over the place. Whew. A new round has begun.
Fantastic.
Let me remind myself how the round procedure actually works in this game, because I kind of didn't follow it first round. The way the round procedure is supposed to work in West End Games Ghostbusters is everyone says what I say what the adversaries are gonna do. All the players say what they're gonna do, and then we decide the order in which those things happen. So, the wolf, all these prairie dogs come out. Is it interested in the prairie dogs? Might they be easier for it to catch than a person? Maybe. It's thinking about it. You can tell it's thinking about it. It is an animal. Just a reanimated animal, but an animal. That's the one indoor that is in front of you.
Okay.
You can see it doing that. You think that might be what it's doing. You're not sure though.
Yeah, I think that Maurice is gonna unzip his jacket and then raise it up, and he's just gonna try and look big in front of this wolf. Like with all this heat radiating from behind him. Just go on, get out of here.
Go on, get. Hey, see, I don't want you anymore. Yeah. Interesting. What is Mallory doing this round? You're making your way through the snow and wind. As you're doing so, there's a sort of a current of warm air that's hitting you. Strange.
Do I smell sand?
Do you smell a little bit? A little bit. You're still not out of the winter storm yet, but you're coming up on it.
Okay. Cool.
What do you think you're going to be doing this round?
I mean, trying to find the source of the gun,
Oh, sure.
but also like
Actually,
yelling loudly so that I don't get shot.
please, whoever has the gun, please, I'm coming near you. Don't
Please?
shoot me.
Don't shoot me.
Actually,
I just want to see something. I just want to talk.
I just want to see if I can borrow that firearm for a few minutes. Do you have any spare bullets? I'm gonna need those. Actually, I should rephrase, because you spent last round making your way through. At this point, you're almost to the end of the snowstorm, and you can probably make out shapes for the wolf that's standing there. You can make out a vaguely humanoid shape that looks very big. And you can also see two large shapes wrestling with each other. That's you're pretty sure that's where the gun going off came from. So if that affects any of your decision making for what you're going to do this round.
With my equipment, I don't really know that there's much for me to do.
That's fine. You can just watch. I don't mind.
I will watch and record stuff.
Yeah.
Do I see any ghostly ghosts?
Do you see any ghostly ghosts? Oh, you don't see any ghostly ghosts. Not yet.
Okay.
The detective and the wolf, I mean, they're gonna engage in combat. That's what's happening with them this round.
Okay.
But that's gonna happen. Let's trigger. Let's do Maurice first. Maurice, I want you to make a roll. I want it to be a cool roll because I believe Intimidate falls under that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll it. Excellent.
Done 46.
Fantastic.
So your rolls are all over the place. They're just swinging every which way. You bring up your coat. And you're like, hey guy, you get out of here. And you're gonna look intimidating, except all of those prairie dogs get underfoot and they trip you up. And you end up kind of like faltering, sort of like tipping over a little bit, and you just look like a goof.
Well,
It's embarrassing.
it's
The
also
wolf
like
is not impressed.
now that everyone who's watching this can see Maurice's face in the bust, like a wolf is gonna look at that and be like, yeah, he's big, but like I can definitely still eat that guy. Like there's
Oh,
no
for sure.
questions about that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that wolf, that wolf is gonna come at you. Actually, oh, that was a very bad roll. A lot of bad rolls all around tonight. The wolf starts galloping. That's not the right term. Running forward, and again, freaking these prairie dogs just tripping everybody up. There's too many of them. They're all over the place. This thing is sidelined by those little guys. This is all being caught on tape by Mallory as as she moves closer, getting out of the sort of bad visibility of the storm and into the sort of wave of heat and sand. And yeah, there's just all these little critters running all over the floor. You're easily able to sidestep them because you're not hurrying to do anything. But they have tripped up both your coworker Maurice, who you recognize now that you're close enough, and this large wolf. The battle that's going on, more gunshots ensue, and wow, okay, yeah, all right, interesting stuff is happening in the background, out of focus for our viewers. A new round has begun.
Yeah.
Maurice, you're slightly tripped up. This wolf is coming at you for sure. Just hasn't gotten there yet, but it's gonna.
Okay, so this would involve a little bit of the exhibit would have to facilitate this.
Sure.
But what Maurice is thinking about doing is like standing, like if there's a like a what looks like a rocky outcropping that has a cave and a large rock over it, he wants to trick the wolf into jumping towards him, where he will move out of the way. The wolf would then fall into the cave and cause a commotion where the rock is like dropped in front of it, so like it's removed.
I like it. I'm gonna need a cool roll to trick it.
Okay, a cool roll to trick it.
Alternative. No, actually, cool roll seems like that makes the most sense. Never mind. Cool roll to trick it.
Okay, cool roll. I'm going to use 2 of my brownie points. You know what? I'm gonna use 3. Last time it was bad. Like I rolled a significant number of d6 and got very low numbers. So let's see.
It's either going to be a 50 or it's going to be a 5.
Exactly.
All right, those are the only options.
21.
21. Easy. Totally enough. Yeah. I was gonna actually set it at a higher number because this is a very sort of intricate thing you're setting up here. But that's enough. You're good. So that's gonna happen.
Yeah, so he's gonna like dodge out of the way. Wolf hops in, and then the boulder above just like locks it into the cave. In 3 days he can come out. It's fine.
It's fine. Listen, wasn't even really alive. It's okay. Mallory, what are you doing? You're aside from videotaping.
What do I need to do to get that gun?
What do you? Oh, if you look over towards the person who had the gun and the wolf, you can see there's a lone figure walking out of the snow and the sand towards you.
Like, hey, you're the one with the gun, right?
They come up on you. There's no blood. This is a kid show, but their overcoat, they're like the detective over like trench coat thing is all torn up.
Yeah.
Right? It's all torn up and scratched. And this guy's and his hair's all messed up. And as he's heading toward you, the wind is starting to die down, and he's like, Detective Del Crenshaw, NYPD. I'm the guy with the gun. And he takes out a cigarette and just lights it.
Can you relight me up too?
He's like,
My
he
screwdriver.
holds out his lighter.
Thank you, detective. You know, as a professional Ghostbuster, I think that my knowledge of the supernatural situation definitely gives me a bit of an edge on dealing with this kind of stuff. Like, you're obviously very capable detective, but I just think that if you let me borrow your gun, then I could use it to help get rid of this unusual problem we're having here.
Interesting. So that is a cool roll, I
A
believe.
cool borrowing roll.
A cool borrowing roll. This DC is definitely going to be a 20, all right? Because why would this cop just give you his gun?
I believe.
Okay,
You got it.
well, I'll use, you know what? I want this fucking gun. So I'm gonna use 2 brownie points to add to my 8, I believe. Let's see
Ooh.
if Roll20 does it correctly.
Yeah, it looks like it did it correctly.
And then
you
how do I
rolled
roll
the
2
exact
more?
same thing. Yeah. I mean, you got over 20.
I got over 20, so it's fine.
Yeah. You know what I will also point out, since everyone has got a lot of brownie points. This came up last session, but I'll point it out for Boots' benefit and to refresh the audience. You always have the option to ask me, hey, if I want to just do this, is there an amount of brownie points I can just give the Ghostmaster to just do this and not roll? And then I'll usually come up with the price on the spot. Usually it's going to be pretty steep because you're taking out the possibility of rolling. But because everybody's pretty flush right now, might not be a bad call. Something I should have reminded Indoor of earlier in the adventure. Let's put that out there. But he looks you over. He reaches down. He pulls up his pant leg. It's got the little
pea shooter.
The little pea shooter on his sock. Pulls it out. I mean, he has an ankle holster, but pulls it out.
Excellent.
He's like, yeah, you look like you know how to fire one of these. And he gives it to you.
Definitely.
Nice.
This is a snub-nosed revolver. It has 6 bullets in it.
This episode ends with an
Sweet.
anti-gun PSA. Or it's 86, so they'd be like sponsored by the NRA. Like,
yeah, no problem.
Sweet.
Cool.
Fantastic. So I will stow my camcorder in the case, in my carrying case, and just walk around with my gun pointed up, so it's not pointed at anyone. Gun safety.
Gun safety. You don't want to point it at anyone. As the wind dies down in the hallway, it just no noise, no snow, no sand. The diorama is kind of returned to normal. You can see at one end of the hallway there is the taxidermied wolf that is just lying on its side, full of bullet holes. And then somewhere in a cave there's another taxidermy wolf, and there's just all these little rodents that are just scurrying towards like the edges of the room, trying to get out of there. One of them keeps trying to burrow, but it's like tile, so they can't do it. So they just decide to run. Yeah, and they're out of there. Let's take this opportunity to cut real quick to our other 2 characters. Natalie, this intense torrent of wind threw you out of the hallway of North American Mammals, down another hallway. You slam into a large metal object. Lose 3 brownie points, please.
Oh, okay.
You land hard. Knocks the wind out of you. Oof. You see that you, just looking around a little dazed, you see that you're in a planetarium of some sort. I mean, not of some sort. It's a planetarium. But let's see. There's a sign that says the Hayden Planetarium. Big dome type enclosure, right? How do planetariums work? Big dome type enclosure.
Generally pretty dark too.
Usually pretty dark. It's already dark in there though, so that's not a huge change. But as you're sort of picking yourself up, again over the loudspeaker, there is a sound of a strange flute for a few moments. And the whole place, light, you begin to see light. Things start to illuminate. Looking up, planets, stars, the universe. It's beautiful. All these things are moving. They look very realistic. So realistic. You begin to feel weightless as your body starts to lift off of the ground.
Yep.
At that moment, Ted, I just imagine you Tom Cruise running like in any of the Mission Impossible
I mean,
movies.
so to make it thematic, I feel like you got to think of Ray running to Venkman when he gets slimed and he's running down the hallway of the hotel, chasing after, and the proton pack is shaking as he's running down the hallway trying to find him.
Yeah.
And that's what I imagine it's like, but I guess with wind at my back pushing me faster down this hallway.
You make it down there and you see this planetarium, and Natalie is beginning to float upward.
I'm as confused as you are. Generally fine though. Is there anything I can grab onto so I don't float into the ether?
Yeah. There's you can make a roll to try and grab something before you're totally out of there, right?
Okay.
This would be moves, right? Because you want to
Moves,
grab something
okay.
quick, like a seat,
Yeah.
maybe, because there's all
Yeah.
those chairs.
You know what? I'm
around
gonna
there.
use 1 brownie point. That sounds like a good idea. 17.
Totally fine. You're able to grab a hold of one of the chairs, so you're just like holding on to the upholstery of it,
Yeah.
with your arms, and the rest of you's like floating upward. But you're hanging there. Ted, you have not entered the room yet, but gravity seems fine where you're standing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a PKE meter and we're gonna sweep for valences here in this hallway here. See what we can find. Well, and the room, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, there is a general field of supernatural energy that seems to be bathing this room, but the meter is not picking up any specific sources.
Okay.
Although, is there a mechanic for rolling with the meter? I think there is. Brains?
It's successful brains roll detects and measures PKE activity is what it says, which is very generic. So
it's very generic. If you would like to, if you whip that thing open, definitely supernatural stuff happening.
Okay.
Shocking, right? I know,
I know.
But if you would like to see if you can pinpoint a specific entity, then I would require a roll.
Yeah, I will make the brains roll here.
Oh, there it is.
Of course. God.
There it is.
Every time.
We have a
folks.
ghost die, chat.
We have a ghost die. It's my curse. It's fine. I rolled a 23.
23 is great.
So that's a pretty good roll on my 5d6. But there's the ghost die.
Oh gosh.
Lex, tell me what I won.
What? Let's
new car.
find out what you won. Looks like there is definitely a specific and very quickly fading signal coming from the sound system of the room.
Oh, okay.
So whatever, I mean, if it wasn't already clear from the narrative, whatever supernatural thing triggered this came through that sound system. And the PKE meter is confirming that. So you're sure about that from the roll. But as you're looking at you're just looking at the PKE meter and you're like, you get really, I mean, Ted's character, very, very enthusiastic. So he's just like, oh wow, this is so interesting. It's like it's coming from the inside the room over here, and before you know it, you've stepped right into that room and you are off your feet.
Oh, I got 4 brownie points though. Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna be leveling up like crazy. All right, so now I'm free floating in the room.
Yep, you're free floating in the room. You begin to float upward, and you just see Natalie hanging onto this chair, watching you as you begin heading up into the starry expanse.
Yep.
Okay. I guess as I continue to float, really not at this point already floating into the room, I think I am going to try to blast the PA system.
Oh, okay.
Just blast the PA system and see if that's the source, because that's what the PKE meter was telling me. That's the best I have to go off of.
That's true. That's true.
So it's a moves roll, right?
Yes, that would be a moves roll. Normally for a reasonable distance thing, it would be 10. I'm gonna make this 20 because you are disoriented and floating, sort of like turning head over heels as you're floating upward into space.
Yeah. What do I need to just succeed at this?
Ooh, give me 5 brownie points if you want.
All right, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm at the way I've been rolling Ghost Die. I'm spending all 5. Let's do it.
All right. Throw those 5 brownie points into the pot.
Yeah.
And you're able to lock on target and blast the PA system. As soon as you hit it, there is the whole room warbles a bit, and then suddenly you fall. Lose another brownie point when you hit the ground.
All right, fair enough.
But only one. And Natalie, you just sort of fall downward into the chair behind the chair you were holding onto the back of. So just like, oof. Okay. All right.
Nice work.
Well, something's got to go right one of these times. But yeah, so apparently it's in the PA system.
There's a ghost in the PA system.
Did you hear anything funny?
Yeah, we heard the flute melody, right?
Did I hear it? Because I was running. I don't know.
You were running, so you weren't there yet when it happened. But you did hear it at the previous location.
Oh, okay, I did. Oh, with the okay. So then, all right.
So I have a question for the Ghostmaster then. Do I know of any exhibits that would include something like an instrument like that's in the museum?
Because you work at the museum, you do. There were 2 things stolen from the ancient Egyptian exhibit. One of them was a book, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, perhaps, maybe. The other was known as the Flute of Set.
adding that to my notes real fast. Yeah, I think Natalie would communicate that then. It's like, yeah, I heard this flute melody, and I don't think it's quite a coincidence that a flute was also stolen from the exhibit, and more concerningly, the Book of the Dead, perhaps.
Okay, wow.
Mhm.
That's not good.
Not great.
No, and let me
That
just I'll
means
just ask you this also, Ghostmaster. We live in a world where we obviously know ghosts are real, and we have books like the Spades Catalog and Tobin's Spirit Guide and Royland's Guide and all this stuff. The Book of the Dead, I'm assuming it also feels like a real thing, not just like that's clearly a myth book where all of our other things like these are real. How is that?
No.
Yeah.
So in your studies of the occult, I'll give you this for free. In your studies
Cool.
of the occult, you will have definitely been like, oh yeah, and then there are these passages from the Book of the Dead that have been transcribed. Obviously a very powerful book, which is why, while it is a nice museum piece that gets shown off around in a lot of different places, it is kept under tight security, which the one at this museum was, which is why it's like, how is this taken so easily, which was the mystery. So they definitely took security precautions with it. There's definitely that whole thing in Ghostbusters, though, which I will point out, where the Ghostbusters know that the supernatural is real, but a lot of the rest of the world doesn't always believe in it. So obviously this is a priceless artifact, and that's why it was under lock and key. And you're pretty sure that it has supernatural power, but do the people who are managing it think that? That's a little unclear.
Okay. All right. Where and I'll ask Natalie this. Where is like, I don't know, where they look security cameras, where's like the PA system? Because I think we should just blow up the PA system.
Or I don't know, maybe check it first, maybe
Sure.
not just
All
go
right,
blasting
fine.
immediately. I can only imagine what is being done to our poor exhibits. How
I'm
am I
just
gonna
saying,
explain this to the curator?
You were blown through 2 exhibits and
Mhm.
almost floated into space because of the PA system.
True.
So it's fine. I'm agreeable to check it.
Yeah, we'll check it. You know, like it could stand to be replaced anyway. It's pretty old.
So I think we should go there because I'm assuming more of these flute-based shenanigans will be here the longer we cut that off, we'll be in a good spot. Also, I think I heard gunshots.
There's definitely a point where you heard gunshots.
Oh no. How am I gonna explain this to the curator? Okay. You know, let's get the others. Let's make sure they're okay. And we can head on over there.
Oh goodness. Now, Natalie would know her way around the museum, but she would also know where there are maps that are just in like sort of like some lobby areas, right? There are some like little map layouts of
You
the
are
place.
here.
Yeah. And like brochures and stuff. Would you like to grab one of those on your way out of the planetarium?
That would be a fantastic idea. I would like to do that.
All right. In that case, I will
Are we getting a
direct-
handout?
We are getting a handout. The audience can't see it. I'm sorry, audience.
Oh, audience. Can we post it in the Discord?
Yes, we can. We'll post it in the questions
do
for
that.
Quartz chat. So, hey,
Excellent.
if you're a Discord member, the link is found in the Twitch chat to the side. Maybe you can see the handout too.
There you go.
Oh, this is cool.
So I grabbed an actual layout from the museum, again, like a current one, right? So there's there's a bunch of places that I have write-ups on in here that you can explore. Maybe not all of them because it's a lot of locations, but we have 4 floors to this place. Oh gosh, there's so much. The security offices, I'm not the security offices, but the where the intercom system is located would probably be in the main shop, which would be on both this floor and the next floor, and it's just kind of a room that's off to the side of the hall of mammals.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So you can
So
make
we're
that
not
pretty
that
easy.
far then. Yeah.
No, not that far. The shop is 2 levels, but it would probably be like a back room in that area, I'm assuming. Listen, I don't have intimate knowledge of the back rooms of the New York Museum of Natural History, but I'm giving
How
an
dare
educated
you.
guess on that one. We're gonna give it a shot. You folks head in that direction, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. As you're heading that way, you hear a scream, and you see on the stairwell heading up that you're passing, so you're going that way, a walking mummy. Bum bum bum. And then we're gonna cut to break.
Yeah, it's the perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, everybody.
I am
Get
so
ready.
excited to find out where we're going to pick up with this. We got a walking mummy. But before we even get to that walking mummy, we got to take a break. We're going to be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice. But in the meantime, y'all should enjoy a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. We'll return to the really real Ghostbusters after these messages. We now return to the really real Ghostbusters. Hello, everybody! We have returned from our sponsored ad break. I would just like to throw out that I don't believe any of those sponsors either know of us or the products that we're selling exist anymore, and if they do, Adidas, I'm sorry. But with that being said, Lex, take us away.
We're not officially sponsored by Adidas Cologne.
Yo, but if Adidas Cologne wants to sponsor me, I'm not gonna say no. Well, I'll have to do research, but like, we'll talk about it. We'll think about it, Adidas.
We'll probably not automatically say no.
Yeah.
I can't get over does it smell like the shoes? I don't. It's such a.
It's
Anyway.
cologne for your feet.
Ah.
There's a specific market of people who want that.
Oh, you can get it on Amazon.
It's true.
So, the 2 of you around the corner, you see a walking mummy. This is a classic Universal Monsters mummy, right? They're shambling. They're wrapped in bandages. Maybe one of the arms is like all bandaged and like this, and the other one's like that, like reaching out. They're just walking down the staircase. You don't see who screamed. You just heard a scream in the distance. You don't know, was it the mummy that screamed? Did the mummy hurt somebody? I don't know, but there's a mummy. Classic mummy coming right for you.
Classic.
I will activate my PKE meter and see if that is in fact supernatural.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
The mummy
cool.
is now closer.
Throw it. Without
hold
question.
On.
Yeah.
Hold on. You the mummy's walking towards you, and you're like, you just take out the PKE meter and start scanning it.
You're like, not sure about this one.
Yeah. What does Natalie do in that moment? Because you know the PKE meter is an action, effectively.
Fair enough.
Yep. She's gonna take out her proton blaster and wince a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, are you sure?
The exhibits. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna blast it, knowing that it's supernatural.
Okay, you take out your blaster. The Yeah, Ted confirms that it is indeed a
Mhm.
supernatural entity. So then you both just light it up. I need moves rolls from
Alright.
both
I know
guys.
this is a kid's show, but I don't want any accidental like Scooby-Doo nonsense where it's a dude in a mask and we blast him with a proton stream. So
I'm gonna spend 1 brownie
That's-
point on this just in case.
That's fair.
That's
yeah.
a 15 for me.
I will spend 1 ghost die incoming. Here we go. Wow.
Ooh, woof.
That is brutal.
So we got a
That is
15
brutal.
for Sir Heck, for Natalie, and a 4 for Ted.
That's
No
on
ghosts
3d6?
on the ghost die. Yeah, wow. Ooh. Those dice. You never can tell. God, yeah.
I
A
should have just
2,
kept.
1, and a 1.
I should have just kept. Should have just not even used the brownie point.
Blasts come out of your proton throwers, your particle throwers. They hit this creature. Well, one of them does.
Mhm.
Ted's goes real wide.
Yep.
Yeah, hits a wall. The creature is knocked backward a bit, but does not seem particularly perturbed by the proton stream. You
Oh.
basically just made it like stagger backward. It goes like staggers backward a bit. As the proton stream like smacks into it. Like after, so you hit it with a quick blast, and there's just like this, like its shoulder, there's just this smoking spot on it, but it doesn't seem particularly bothered by it. Ted blows up a kiosk or something with this rogue particle stream.
It just cuts off, like it's giving some random fact about like a historical figure and just whoop.
Ooh. Whoops.
I think it might be a little too tangible to be able to use the proton pack. What do we do?
Well, this one doesn't have a little head inside its mouth, so I have no idea. Actually, can I make an occult roll to try to like?
This is the perfect time for an occult
Yeah,
roll.
we're doing it.
I love the
All right.
range of abilities. There's gobble food,
Mhm.
and then actually, like, useful skills like the occult.
The occult.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a roll. All right. Maybe if I say ghost die incoming, it will prevent it from happening. Ghost
Or-
die incoming. It didn't happen. All right, 24.
And you got a 24. Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
I'm a Ghostbuster. I know these things. This is what I'm all about.
You do know about the occult. What do you know about mummies? In that moment, all of your mummy knowledge flashes before your eyes. Okay, mummies. They usually show up because of a curse. You think, oh, well, those ancient artifacts, they're gone. That maybe the mummy's here because they've been stolen. But you also know that mummies are, your classic spirit haunting, a ghost with unfinished business. Now, a weaker one, sure, you can trap that in a trap, just deal with it. But a more powerful one, you might have to finish that unfinished business in order to make it move on or generally just go away. A mummy is usually a more powerful version of something like that. If you're the target of its curse, it is very hard to deal with these guys. But on the upside, if you've done nothing wrong, probably not going to hurt you.
Okay.
If you've done nothing wrong, like ever.
Like, if you're pure.
I was gonna say, I don't think they're arbiters of purity. I think this is hell, I didn't shoot it with a proton. I missed. I didn't shoot it with a proton stream, so I guess I'm all right.
The mummy is also muttering something. Now that it has gotten closer to you folks, you can actually hear what it's saying.
What's it saying?
It's speaking in Egyptian.
Oh, nice.
I don't speak Egyptian.
Do I speak Egyptian?
You're not there, but you might.
Oh, I guess we never really figured that out, but I don't know. I'm not going
The
to say I
occult
do
roll,
it.
you can definitely pick up on the phrase, but you'd need to like, because you don't speak it, you'd need to like take a moment to be like, what is it saying? And maybe like open up a book. And then
Okay.
you could probably translate it. But I'm gonna
Gotcha.
say as it's coming at you, you probably
Yeah, in the
can't tell what
moment,
it's
yeah.
saying.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is it's moving slowly.
It's very
Mhm.
slow, but it's and the proton beam did slow it down.
Okay.
I mean, or what we could do is we could ask the archaeologist that's working on this,
What are the chances she was the one who let out
who
that scream?
screamed, which I also want to check out. I think we're gonna have to put a pin in this one.
All right. Yeah, listen, there's a lot that could be. I mean, I'm not moving away from the movie.
Yeah,
While
that's
this
staying
conversation
out
is,
of hitting
we're
distance.
backpedaling as we're having this conversation.
As you're backpedaling, the mummy continues speaking. It seems that as you're trying to run away from it, like it wasn't upset that you blasted it because that didn't seem to bother it
Okay.
very much. But the fact that you're starting to run away from it actually seems to be making it upset because now it's
Oh.
raising its voice. It's repeating the same phrase, which you don't understand. But it is raising its voice, and you just see some of that sort of warbly purple energy that was encasing the structure comes across your field of vision for a moment, and then you just start like from around the corners of the room. Oh, you know what, actually there's a heating ventilation system, right?
Mhm.
They start to like jangle and stuff, and then suddenly the grates burst open and just scare beetles just pouring into the hallway.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh, that's the whole mummy
and-
vibe.
And the mummy's just
Oh, no.
reaching out, speaking this same phrase as you're trying to get away from it. Scarabs beginning to surround you.
Do you speak Egyptian?
Not a
No.
lick of it.
All right.
I will point out that now the rest of the other part of the group, which was not that far away, hear the proton blasts coming from around the corner near where the gift shop is. Do you folks... Well, let me put it this way. The detective is probably going to go check it out because he heard explosions.
Fair.
And he knows that there are several people that he doesn't have eyes on right now. Does Maurice and Mallory, do they follow?
I mean, I have his gun, so
You have one of his guns. He has two guns.
one of his guns. It's true. I have one of his guns.
Yeah.
I would go towards it. I'm feeling very well equipped right now.
Yeah, Maurice is going to follow. He assumed that Ted and Natalie had things under control, and now that he's hearing proton blasts go off, the job's probably almost wrapped up. Like everything's like we're probably almost done.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's 10:30. We've got an hour left. That's enough time to just wrap up the whole scenario.
Super
and
quick. Yep.
We'll be out of here. The museum thing is definitely not a multi-episode thing.
Oh yeah.
4 floors of terror. You run out there just in time to see these grates popping open and all of these scarab beetles crawling out of them. You see Natalie and Ted at the center of this torrent of insects, and you see classic Universal Studios mummy, not sponsored, just walking towards them in a raspy voice, yelling a phrase in a language you don't understand.
You see, I think Mallory would be actually kind of an expert on mummies as an archaeologist. So that's why I was wondering if I would know Egyptian.
Make me a brains roll. What is your brains ability?
My brain's ability is archaeology.
Oh, well then yeah, supply those dice.
Wait.
A 25.
Ooh.
The mummy is saying, return the slab.
The
No.
slab, yeah.
Or suffer my curse. No, the mummy is saying, return the flute of Set in the Book of the Dead to their rightful place by the Pharaoh.
So, yeah, there's apparently a flute and a book that we gotta go put by the Pharaoh, is what the mummy is saying.
All right.
Is
Trust
that guy
me.
the Pharaoh?
I'm an archaeologist.
Yeah. The who place.
Yeah, that all checks out. But the problem is we don't know where they are or who took them. I say, backing away slowly, proton particle thrower in hand, just
as
like
Can I-
beetles are just like
Yeah.
encroaching on your personal space very rapidly.
Yeah, I'm real worried about that. So is it possible for like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to communicate with this mummy at all to call off the beetles, but I at least like to try.
We can
You know,
try.
I'm gonna try. Using my convince talent.
Oh, would you like some help with that?
Yeah, do you want to have Mallory try and help translate?
I would love that. That would be fantastic.
Excellent.
I would just say we're trying to return the book and the flute to you. We're searching for it. Please call off your beetle so we can do so.
We're trying to find the thingies. Please call off your bugs.
Nice.
Very good.
I'm a great translator.
Astute. Yeah, very good.
I would like a roll. This is actually a very low DC. I'm kind of just curious as to whether the ghost die will come up in this. So
Okay.
let's assume that Mallory's translating. So Mallory, you do not have to roll. I would like Natalie to roll. I'm gonna make this like I really only need like a DC 5 for this.
Okay. My cool is not very good, so I
Sure.
think I'm gonna just use one. I'm gonna use one brownie point.
All
Just in case.
My cool is 5.
Okay, 14.
Very cool.
Excellent.
So yeah, you the two of you communicate that. The figure stops. And they look to the two of you. All the beetles also stop. They don't go away, but they stop moving forward. They're like right at your boots. And the figure is like I will give you time. But if I find out you are lying to me, you will suffer a terrible fate. Again, only Mallory can understand their saying.
Look, do I look like a liar? We got this.
And then the mummy there's sort of like, oh, you know, we'll do the at some point someone has turned on the lights because it's so dark in here. You're in like it's still dimly lit. But the lights are just gonna flicker out for a moment, and then when they turn back on, the mummy's gone, the beetles are gone, the hallway's clear.
All right, y'all. We got time. Unfortunately, we did not establish how much time. So, I guess go fast.
After we're done here,
Time
you
is
think
of the
that guy?
essence.
You think that guy can come by Coin King, take care of the bugs?
Oh,
The worst.
that's a really good idea. I'll ask it next time it comes back.
Well, okay, we were headed over to the PA system because that's how the flute music is getting out to these different exhibits.
That's a good idea. Well, let me know if you need firepower backup.
Hold up your gun.
That's always good.
You can always
what
shoot
does
the
this
PA system.
What does the detective think of any of this?
The detective was like, you could tell they were like ready to shoot that mummy. But then the mummy was gone before they got the chance. So they were just
We
like,
got this. We're
We got this.
professionals.
the detective's like, we should probably find the others. Try and get everybody together. If there's a mummy around.
No, he only wants the people who stole the artifacts.
And we don't know who that is, and if we are suspecting people,
Is it stole the
anyone's
artifacts
fair game.
now or stole the artifacts from where they were originally? Because if it's originally, then he's going after the museum owner guy. But if it stole the artifacts recently, it could be anybody. Well, not any of us here, but it could be, the person on the PA.
And then it dawns on Natalie that someone screamed before all this happened. She wants to go find wherever that was.
Mm-hmm. All right. So,
Yep.
Are you going? Actually, if you want to try and figure out where that scream came from, I would like a roll for that to see if
Okay.
you can pinpoint it. I am also going to bring up my map and my notes. What kind of roll would this be? Probably moves. I think moves. Yeah.
Moves?
Because
Okay.
that can be a stand-in for the D&D equivalent, wisdom.
Seems good. All right. Let's try.
There it
I rolled a
is.
ghost
Finally!
die.
Vindication!
Someone other than you.
Oh,
That's a 13 with the ghost die.
Ghost die. Gosh.
first ghost day.
The ghost die. How would a ghost die apply nicely in this situation? Well, a 13. I don't have an immediate thing, but I do have a thing. The scream, you're pretty sure, came from the same place you were already headed. The back rooms behind the gift shop.
Oh, well, that's awfully convenient.
It's so convenient, isn't it? This is great.
Onward, everybody.
Efficiency.
As we continue towards this, I think to myself, and then I say out loud, realistically, if we weren't even here, I feel like this whole problem would solve itself. This mummy is going to go after the person who took the things. They're subject to the curse. It'll probably ultimately get the things back, and this one will just wrap itself all up.
Wrap itself up.
I know what I said.
Sure.
There's like a huff, and you see the mustache like twitch from Maurice. Like he appreciated this. Maurice will bring up the point though. Well, we don't know because Set's like one of the gods of the dead, right? A mummy's dead, so maybe he goes and doots that flute, and then would control the mummy. And then maybe gets out of here. I don't know. It could solve itself, or it could make the problem a lot worse. Thank goodness we have the police on our side to help us out with this. He looks at Detective Crenshaw.
Detective Crenshaw's like, look, I'm definitely on your side. But the only person dealing out justice in New York City is me, and not some mummy, let me tell you.
Why don't you tell him that next time you see him?
You know what? I will. I would have told him this time if he wasn't gone so quick.
You know what?
Disappearing act.
I'll translate for you.
We'll all step back, and then you can go forward and talk to the mummy, okay?
Yeah.
Tell
Excellent.
him you don't believe in ghosts while you're at it.
I know. Well, fine. At this point, you have gotten to back room. And make your way through the gift shop, which looks pretty normal. You get to the back room and you see there is a security system with an intercom thing next to it. The view on the cameras is pretty wild. There's a lot of different exhibits that seem to be coming to life around the museum.
Oh boy.
And there is a figure seated in one of those swivel chairs in front of all of the TVs. It's one of those things where you open the door to the room and it's entirely dark except for the glow of the screens. You can just see the silhouette of this figure sitting there in front of them.
Maurice will call out and be like, "Director? That you?"
No response. It's Dr. Claw, good one. But no. If you call out, there's no response.
Well, that's not good.
All right, I'll go forward and I'll spin the chair around.
You spin the chair around. In the chair is Detective Rich Sapir, the other detective. His eyes are wide open, but they're rolled back into his head, and he's just muttering something.
Do I understand the muttering?
Well, Mallory probably would. It is ancient Egyptian.
What is Crenshaw's response to seeing his partner this way?
He's very distraught. We're going to get to him in a second.
Okay.
But Mallory, the words he's repeating is the something about the god of chaos walks again. The power of the flute, and kind of just repeating that. Yeah, the other detective is like, Rich, and he grabs him by the collar and gives him a shake. He slaps him. No good. He's like,
Here, let
snap
me
out
try.
of it, man.
Pistol whip him. No, don't do that.
No. He's talking about the god of chaos walking again. Something about flute power.
Flute power.
Flute power. Is there a flute in here?
You don't see a flute anywhere.
You telling me this room is flute free?
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Please take a brownie point. Please.
Nice.
That was low.
It was bad, but I came out of nowhere. Didn't even expect it.
Is this god of chaos situation? Does this ring any bells in any relation to the mummy or any of the stuff that we know, like coming into here?
You know what? From your role earlier of the occult,
Mhm.
which was quite good, and the fact that Mallory's also got a very good archaeology role, the two of you can easily discern. Set is an Egyptian god of several things, among them chaos.
Okay.
Set is actually not the god of the dead. That is Anubis.
Well, okay. Well, he studied Sumerian anyway. It's fine.
Indoor knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was Maurice who didn't know.
Oh, sure. Surely.
It seems like both of these items are like a match set.
No.
Yeah. Do we
No.
think we can call the bluff of the person who's got this if we just go over the PA system and be like, hey, if you stole that flute, a mummy's coming to curse you. Like, maybe you should give it back.
You can certainly turn
I'm
PA system
saying
if
that
you want.
to everybody here. Like, I mean, it can't be that easy, right?
Probably not. Whoever took the time to break into this exhibit to get everything probably had this plan to a T.
Yeah, but they didn't plan on a mummy.
Did they?
Plan
I don't think they planned on a mummy.
Well, to
Well-
to recap briefly from last time, just because this is a bit of information that happened at the end of last session. We know that 2 artifacts were stolen. Now we know that they are the Book of the Dead and the Flute of Set. They were stolen with the alarm system being turned off for the case that they were in, and the case being unlocked. So it was someone who had access to that stuff, right? And the mummy case was broken. The suspicion from Ted the last episode was, does the mummy break its way out? And now it's like, yeah, probably. Because he saw the mummy walking around.
He didn't have to. He could teleport. He wanted to.
He wanted to. He wanted to do the most dramatic thing he could.
Yeah, I think when the rest of the group is talking about wanting to use the PA to communicate with the person, to like call out over the PA, Maurice would want to stand closer to like the hallway or wherever it is that they came from, because he's curious if the person who is doing all the fluting is able to target a specific room, or if like it's a general PA call kind of thing.
Well, I can tell you if anybody's looking over the system, you can call out to specific rooms.
So if they have been calling out to specific rooms, they probably know where we're at. I mean, I'm just guessing here. I'm using my old noodle. If they can see us and they can call out specific rooms, they'd have to be in some sort of security center or something.
Well,
anywhere there are cameras, right?
So you found the detective. So you're in the security room. Right?
Oh, okay, never mind. Obviously,
they were sitting in the swivel chair in front of all the screens.
I missed
the
that.
PA system is part of this setup.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, whoever was doing this was definitely watching you folks through the security cameras. They're not here now, obviously.
Okay.
Or maybe they are, and the detective is just faking. Dell is really continuing to try to snap his partner out of it with no success. But I will point out that people can, in addition to using the PA system, can scan the security footage. They can watch tapes of previous things that happened.
Can I consult my occult book?
You certainly can. Which occult book was it?
It is the Big Book of Occult Lore.
Oh, well, that's pretty general, sure.
Useful facts. It contains useful facts dispensed by the Ghostmaster.
Oh, wow. What are you looking for in it?
I'm wanting to know if it has anything about this kind of like trance possession type thing that the detective's partner is stuck in.
Oh, sure. I am looking for a role.
What role are you looking for Mallory?
Oh, that's a good question. Would it be the book? Probably would go with brains, I assume.
Yeah, it says use brains or occult talent.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have occult talent? I have
That
3 brains.
I have 5 brains
3 brains.
and a cold. So.
Oh, sweet. Then I'll be like, hey, Ted.
Yeah.
You left your book.
Yeah, I do.
I got it for you.
Yeah, all right. If you tell me what you're looking for, I will give this book a perusal and we'll see.
Yeah, just want to see if there's anything about like waking someone up from this kind of trance. Any way to track down what caused its effects.
All right. I will make that roll with the ghost eye incoming. See if it works again. Here we go.
Ghost eye incoming. Hey,
27. Let's go.
Ghost eye. To specify for myself, for my players, for the audience, When Ted does something like make an occult roll without a book, I will be giving him things like general knowledge about the occult, even if he succeeds. So that's why I was like, that mummies do this and this and this other thing. Maybe these things are relevant to this situation. Maybe they're not, but they're all true, assuming you successfully made the roll. Using a book allows you to call for a specific piece of information that will be relevant to the situation at hand. And obviously, if you succeed, you get it. So you look at the book, you look at the entries in the book with the different things about hypnosis. You look over the detective, check his pulse, look under his tongue, check his pupil dilation. This boy's ensorcelled. There's been a spell that has been cast on him. Whoever did this knows the occult maybe as well as you do. And they know some kind of magic. Maybe it was in the Book of the Dead that they called up the spell from. Possible, but it's definitely something that can't easily be broken. So it's like he's probably gonna stay this way for a while.
Cool. So we're dealing with a spellcaster. This is some sort of trance ensorcelment spell. So somebody here who probably took both artifacts. Now I think they probably don't care about the mummy because they can use magic, or at least are able to gather how to use it from those artifacts that they took. So very clearly a calculated move. This isn't just something to sell for money or something like that. This is a bid for power. So that's fun and adds something new to what we're dealing with. Also, I'm going to assume they're a person, which means we can't put them in a trap. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Well,
But
good
you
thing
can't-
we have someone with handcuffs, right? And she looks to the detective.
The detective looks and he's like, I got your trap right here. And he pulls out his thing.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Same brain.
All right. So yeah, I guess we start going through the security footage, I guess, right?
It's worth a shot.
Okay. That prompts a new question for me. It's going to take time to scan the cameras, even for what's currently happening. But certainly if you're going to rewatch footage. You're on a timetable from the mummy. You don't know how long that timetable is because the mummy was not specific.
No, it was not.
Can
But-
mummies even tell time?
I mean, I don't know. They would probably be like, here, let me refer to this sundial, or they'll start talking about like different hieroglyphic stuff. It just doesn't translate to the modern day.
They could have
Yeah,
had
like,
a
they've been-
sand timer.
Sundial under
They've been
a
around for
ceiling
how
light.
many years? What's another couple hours to them?
They could have
Right.
had
That's
a
what
sand
I'm
timer,
saying.
like
They could have
the.
had a sand
Yeah.
timer.
Yes, yeah.
Should have had a sand timer. Should have been a sand timer.
Look, it's okay. You're the DM. If you want one, just be like, and he had a sand timer the whole time.
Yeah.
He's not the DM. He's the Ghostmaster.
Ghostmaster. Right. My apologies.
Yeah. I can't just make anything happen I want. I'm not some sort of game master. I'm just a ghost master. I only can decide everything that a ghost does.
I'm changing my mind on the idea of scanning the tapes because the sound came from the PA system, which likely was originated from the room we're in right now, which likely wouldn't have been on the cameras.
It would not have been on camera. Nope. There's not a
So-
camera in this room.
No.
Is
How
there a camera in the
many-
shop, though?
How many exits does this
Yes,
room
there would be.
have?
One.
Just one?
Just one.
Look at the most recent footage for the room that this is connecting to.
Yeah, with the scream and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was only, like 10 minutes ago?
Mayhaps?
So, I mean, I don't know. We'll hit rewind and then hit play real quick a little bit and hope we can get to within that 10-minute window on the tapes.
You do that.
Alright.
The you see a woman walking out of the security room through the shop with purpose. But none of you recognize her except Natalie. This is Linda, the missing graduate
She
student
was in here.
co-worker.
I knew she was sus.
Linda.
Natalie will communicate to the rest of the group. That's our intern.
Sorry.
Hmm.
Detective, we've got your perp right here. It's Linda.
The receptionist.
Oh, thank you.
So how do we find her? She could be anywhere. There's 4 floors in this museum.
Yeah.
You can check the cameras for what's currently happening.
Yeah, all right.
Let's give it a shot.
As a I don't want to say former dad because I still have it's not like the child has disappeared in any way, but
That's good. Always a good sign.
The lead in that I'm looking for is professional channel surfer. as the do nothing, watched TV all the time dad.
Mm-hmm.
How quickly do you think I would be able to flip through the channels here on the security footage to find what we're looking for? Now, I will be happy to offer brownie points as well to sell this idea to you.
Yeah, no, you can give me 3 brownie points to just do it if you want, or
Done. 3 brownie points.
Fall asleep on the recliner, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, former deadbeat dad. The kids are very much alive. Thank you, Levi, for helping me.
There you go. You wore that lazy boy out. Let's see here. You're flipping through. So this is to do this very quickly. You're flipping through. You see there's a whole commotion going on in the Hall of Ocean Life. A lot of some sort of banquet going on there, but you're only on it for a moment. What are some of the other places that you see briefly? There are, let's see, so the first floor, Hall of Ocean Life, some sort of banquet going on there. First floor, Human Origins, skeletons. First floor, Egypt exhibit, nobody there. Second floor, African mammals. A lot of elephants moving around. The Teddy Roosevelt Rotunda, which is both first and second floor because it's a big tall room. Ooh, those dino skellies are moving around a little bit. The planetarium, quiet. The gift shop, quiet. Because the gift shop is both first floor and second floor. We also have the second floor Asian mammals and peoples, currently quiet. Not a whole lot going on there either. Third floor, reptiles and amphibians. Oh, what a ruckus. Whew. There's a lot of stuff moving around in that room, but no people, so you skip past it. North American birds, looks pretty quiet. Primates, oh, what a ruckus. There is somebody in there that the monkeys are throwing bones at. Well, yeah, that would be bones, actually. There's a lot of extra bones around, just in general in this area. So there's somebody in there cowering in a corner as these monkeys are just like going wild. You can tell. Fourth floor, dinosaurs exhibit. Quiet for now. Also on the fourth floor, we have primitive mammals. There's some movement, but it looks like exhibit movement. And then we also have the research library on the fourth floor. Someone is in there poring over a book. Now, I'm going to point out that these cameras don't cover everything. They don't cover parts of the hallways. They don't cover bathrooms. They don't cover closets. Nothing like that.
Yeah, and I think like as Maurice is flipping, just like research lab, 4th floor. And or like monkey exhibit, someone's crying into corner, probably director. Like keeps going. Like he'll like make a quick note whenever he sees a person, as well as like a very quick, succinct like floor, category, person.
I'm gonna go with I think the 4th floor.
I mean, do we not want to help our friend in the corner first? Those monkeys act very fast. As someone who had to lift some of those exhibits in there, they're even taxidermized, they're heavy. They could do some damage.
I heard stories about a chimp who ate a lady's face off. I'm not exactly keen on going into there.
Is that in the 80s?
No, that was
Okay, it was like-
actually
that
a
was
more
like
recent
2000s,
story. But
yeah.
honestly, like it's not like an uncommon thing
That's
that
true.
monkeys do.
That's true. That's true.
I think Maurice would say, I mean, honestly, like monkeys by themselves already horrifying. However, now if that's Linda, and those monkeys have the flute and a book, I mean, you get a bunch of them in the room, they're gonna write Hamlet. What happens when you give them magic powers?
They're still gonna write Hamlet.
Magic Hamlet.
That's just a Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh no.
So do we want to check the
Meantime,
monkeys for the
nightmare.
book?
I feel like if the monkeys have the book, I'm okay with that. But this other person who you said is clearly reading a book,
Oh yeah, no, they look like they are just going into it on this one.
right? Like maybe a spell book, Book of the Dead book, possibly. So in theory, if that's that person, the longer they have this book, the more things that are going to come to life.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, there were
There's
a couple
whole
quiet rooms. too.
dinosaur exhibit right now, which, monkeys. That's annoying. A bunch of dinosaurs. That's a whole nother story.
I'll go with whatever you all think. I just worry.
I mean, it's your boss, more than likely.
And Lord help him, he's a little helpless.
All right, so monkey room or 4th floor?
Your call.
I'm saying 4th floor.
All right.
Flip the party.
Go do that. We got no walkie-talkie, so just yell real loud.
Oh, we got.
I'm
There's
shaking
one
with
hanging off
fury.
of Mallory's hip in there. Like, do you still have your walkie?
You know what? You know what? I turn to the detectives, and at least the one who is cohesive. I'm like, do y'all have walkie-talkies?
Let's find out. I will also point out that the parking garage is part of this building, which means you can't leave the building, but you can get into the parking garage. So if anyone wants to grab items from the Winnebago,
Okay.
that is a possibility. And it's on the 1st floor, so you're actually pretty close to it right now.
Oh, okay. Wait, I was under the impression that it was like an attached walkie-talkie that couldn't be removed.
No, I mean, well, does it have a radio system? I'd assume the Winnebago would, but I mean that, like, looking at the Roll20 and the item layout, I think someone put a walkie-talkie in the
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll
Sweet.
take a good- yeah, it
Absolutely
looks like
should
there's a
have grabbed that
walkie-talkie in
then.
there.
Whoops.
So you folks can go back. There's also extra proton packs in there.
Oh,
Looks
yeah.
like, yeah. What did you folks put in there? You put in ectovisors, the Tobin Spirit Guide, an infrared camera, walkie-talkie, an additional ghost trap, 2 proton packs. Oh, there's another ectovisor. So there's 2 ectovisors. Ooh, I'm
Sick.
grabbing the wrong things. So yeah, if someone wants to go back to the car, that is an option.
I think. Look, we should probably reshuffle some of the things that we have on us now that we know what we're going up against.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
having this book that tells me, hey, it's the Book of the Dead. It's not going to do me a whole lot because we already know that.
Right. No, I think that makes sense. I could use some other stuff too.
But
All
not
right,
the
so
gun
back to
keeping the
Tobago
gun.
and suit up.
Sounds like a plan.
Sweet.
Huh?
All right. Winnebago
I mean,
and suit
Uh,
up.
Montage time?
Yeah.
I don't
Suiting
think I'm
up.
really. Well, I guess maybe we should take walkies or not. I don't know if I'm going to change much. I've got
If
proton
we're
pack, trap, and a PKE meter because I don't know if this book lets you summon ghosts. Because then we still might need a trap.
right. Well, if we're doing like 2 groups of people, we can probably just have a walkie-talkie for each group.
Mhm.
I'm taking a proton pack this time around for sure.
I'm gonna take the other walkie.
Sweet.
Okay. I'm keeping my Alpine gear. That was super clutch earlier, and it feels useful.
Yeah,
So I have
yeah.
Fair.
I have Ectovisor, Alpine gear, proton pack as my 3.
I've got proton pack, ghost trap, PKE meter.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I think I can put the big book of occult lore back in the car.
We got what we needed out of it.
I have space for 1 more item. What else do we need? Do we have proton packs for each? Well, how are we splitting groups?
Ted wanted to go 4th, right? So I assume he's gonna go
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there. And
I'm going to return to monkey.
Very good. Is Maurice going to the 3rd floor or the 4th?
I'll team up with Nat. You know, those
All right,
like
then.
spellcasters and all of that. Yeah, scary, but like Ted's got that. The monkeys though, they can eat people's faces. That's a bad time.
Sweet. So I'll go with Ted then.
All right, and that gets a walkie with each group.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, cool.
Wait, what's your equipment again, Ted?
I've got a proton pack, a trap, and a PKE meter.
Okay. I've got camcorder, walkie-talkie. I could bring an ectovisor. Would that be useful, do you think?
I mean, it depends on if I don't. Spell casting is a whole new thing for me, right? Could she turn herself invisible? Then you
Listen,
might-
Hmm.
Mallory's got a gun, so you've
She's
I've
got
got
a
gun.
True.
We could
I
put
could
the
also grab an
spellcaster
extra
down.
proton
It's the most
pack.
important spell a wizard's ever learned.
I was gonna say,
Spellcasting
yeah.
gun.
There's one.
It's
It's a
the
kids show, though. I want to remind
Hermit-
everybody because if
Hermit
it
meme.
wasn't, that's how we end this spellcaster real
I
quick.
mean, yeah.
No, it's all right.
It's
This
called
episode's
Ted the
banned
Loop.
in Europe. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you think, really. I mean, if like I said, if we run into a situation with ghosts, I can try to hold everything down, and then if you want to grab visor or whatever you think, I just want to stop her before she gets too much further along. Also, before our time limit runs out, our arbitrary time limit from the mummy runs out.
The arbitrary sands of time.
Yes.
True. Well, I'm mostly cool in terms of usefulness.
Well,
So
I'm mostly brains,
I'll bring an ectovisor
all right.
for us in case the lights get turned out.
That is good because the lights in this whole place are pretty dim. That's one
Yeah,
of the reasons
and they've
why
flickered.
Yeah, that's also one of the reasons why when I was talking about what Maurice saw on the channels, I was giving pretty vague descriptions, partly because he was going fast and partly it's like, yeah, you see a figure in this room, but it's so dark you can't really tell who it is.
Yeah. Sweet.
All right.
Cool. The gift shop. Actually, no, you went back to the car. There's a staircase. If the players will turn their attention to the map. There are staircases by the planetarium, which you know is currently quiet. You can go to for the first floor to the second floor via there. There's also a staircase outside of the Teddy Roosevelt Memorial Hall area. And the gift shop, even though it doesn't say it on the map, because the gift shop encompasses 2 floors, I'm going to assume there's a way to get from floor 1 to floor 2 in the gift shop. Those are the closest ones, and there are some other stairwells on the other side of the building.
Let's
Okay.
see.
I'm looking to see what exhibits are around each of these stairwells.
Let's see. The planetarium
Good-
is a
good
2
thought.
floor, right? Or no, it's a theater above it.
Yeah, it's kind of still part of the planetarium theater. I assume that it's like all sort of I've written it as all the same thing because the planetarium is such a big dome. I'm gonna assume it takes up 2 floors.
Okay, so for Team A, Team B, Maurice is always on the B team. I feel that's just how it always looks out for him. So do we want to, from the parking garage, go to the front entrance near the Memorial Hall, and then make our way up just from near where the front is to the 3rd floor? Because we've already dealt, partially we've dealt with the Bernard Family Hall of North American Mammals.
Yeah, I will just point out that those like kind of front stairs are, getting a little close to like the Asian mammals, which, would include something like tigers. And then on the next floor, on floor 3, reptiles and amphibians was very
It was
loud,
poppin'.
and that includes
Yeah.
dangerous things as well.
Yeah, crocs, alligators, snakes.
All of nature is dangerous.
All of nature is dangerous.
We'll be fine.
So if we're A team, I'm gonna suggest leaving the parking garage to take the stairs that go up from the planetarium.
I was thinking the same thing for Team B.
Goes up through the Big Bang Theater, and then just keep going up from the Rose Center for Earth and Space, because then when we're on the 4th floor, just like really hope that the we just cut past the sauropod dinosaurs and vertebrate origins. I feel like I could deal with things that are just starting to get a skeleton to make my way into the research lab where the person with the book is.
Yeah. I think we could go through the family gallery.
Yeah, we might be able to. Actually, it looks like we can cut straight through there and avoid the dinosaurs entirely, which is a better call. So I say we do that.
I'm gonna apologize to all of you folks watching at home because you can't see the map, but the players are really planning out a good route.
If they
here.
were part of the Discord, the map's in
They
there.
could, yeah.
That's true. You're right. Who? Actually, I know the answer to this question. The detective, who's still on the beat, is going with Ted and Mallory to go to the 4th floor.
All right. He doesn't need to handcuff the person cowering in the corner.
No, probably not.
I like his rationale on this.
He also is probably thinking the same thing that you guys are. That's like, whoever's responsible is probably on the 4th floor, and he's gonna bring them to justice.
All right.
Cool. Let's deal with the team heading to the mammal room first, because they're heading to a lower floor, so I just felt like it would be easier to deal with. All right, on floor 1, heading up the staircase at the planetarium. The planetarium's already been dealt with. No 0G problems here.
Yeah.
Getting to floor 2. Oh, there's a cosmic shop. That's fun. I bet you can buy astronaut ice cream there. There's probably astronaut ice cream in the cosmic shop. So if anybody wants to grab some, it's there.
No
Yes.
worries.
Um,
Except I'm
And-
definitely Mallory is definitely lactose intolerant, so it's a bad idea on a mission.
And let's see. This map seems to imply you can get to the 3rd floor from there. Am I
Mhm.
reading this right? Okay.
It
So-
looks like some type of like staircase or maybe an escalator. I should know this. My dad's an engineer.
Yeah,
It's not a very good mark. Like it's not it
Yeah.
is not
Yeah,
done well.
'cause there's this staircase like in a gray area that doesn't connect to anything on the 3rd floor.
Although I
Um,
will say, whether it's a stair or an escalator, it can be used as stairs.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true. You know what? I'm going to be the mean Ghostmaster and say that the planetarium can take you as high as 2, but can't take you to 3.
Okay.
So you folks are on 2. You exit the planetarium area.
If we
What's-
go down to the cosmic shop, then we can just go up to the 3rd floor from there, right? 'Cause
Well,
it looks
I
like
was
on 3rd floor there's. Oh yeah. Because the only things that's available are in the white, so we would need to go into the rotunda.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to deal with B team first. So B team blitzes out of the Big Bang Theater area, or I guess the Cosmic Shop, clutching their astronaut ice cream. It's you don't get brain freeze; it's freeze dried. It's great. So you head towards the stairwell by the rotunda. You can hear all sorts of elephants hooting and hollering in the African mammal gallery that's just to your north. And as you come to the staircase, rotunda adjacent, you see. So the rotunda, this is sort of based on reality and sort of me making some stuff up. But the rotunda, a very large room, several floors worth of height, and it's pillared or columned along the sides. So the staircases, you can see into the main room. It's like there's columns next to the staircases. Otherwise, they're fairly open. I mean, there's a handrail, but you know. So you run out, you're at the 2nd floor area, so you're fairly high up. And those 2 dinosaurs are just fighting, right? The Brontosaurus and the T-Rex skeletons are just having an epic battle throughout this the rotunda, just snapping at each other. The Brontosaurus is whipping its tail. And as you're running up the staircase, an errant tail whip hits the wall, shaking the entire stair. And I'm going to need Maurice and Natalie to make moves rolls, I think, to keep themselves steady in this situation, or just maybe dodge some falling debris.
Okay. Could I use my dodge talent for that?
Yes, this is a perfect
Perfect.
time to use the dodge talent.
I'm using 3 brownie points to get myself somewhere better
Alright.
than this.
All
A
right, I'll
19 and a
take that
14,
19.
They're both over 10. I
Yeah.
will take it. Yeah, you both are hurrying up the staircase as these dinosaurs are battling it out, avoiding bits of masonry that are falling around you. And I assume you're not going to stop to interact with the dinosaurs.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
They're just
Maurice
bones.
is kicking himself for not having brought the camera because, like, his daughter would clearly love him if he caught pictures of
Aw.
skeletons fighting, but, like, it's fine.
They're just bones.
Just bones.
I don't know if I can reason with bone.
Gasps in archaeology.
Oh,
You get up the staircase. You are now on the 3rd floor.
okay. 3rd floor.
Uh,
Monkey time.
I do want
which
to also
monkey?
just interject and say, Kate Bush was giving concerts and singing "Running Up That Hill" live in 1985.
Yeah, 100%. No, I know.
It's playing in the background.
Montage.
Yeah.
Montage background noise.
Oh, very good. You know that it's nice that Kate Bush finally got #1 with that single, because in '85 she didn't. It was a crime.
It's a shame. Honestly.
That whole album, Hounds of Love, excellent album. Strongly recommend. As someone who's always loved 80s things and knew about that before Stranger Things, I was like watching Stranger Things and then that song came on. I'm like, I love this song. And now everyone else does too. I'm happy about that. So there are 2 routes to get to the primates exhibit. You can go north through some African mammals section. I will point out the African mammals, because it's split between 2 levels, is a 2-level thing. So there's like a balcony area that you could go along to get through that. Or you could go through the reptiles and amphibians area.
What are we thinking? Are we thinking mammals? Are we thinking snakes? And crocodilians? I'm a little less excited to go in that way. I know we have a lot in there.
I would say let's not go to the reptiles. They seem a little active at the moment. Mammals.
All right,
Mammals
it is.
You go into the balcony of the African mammals area. There is a lot of commotion on the ground floor, or the second floor of this area, right? There's the also, knowing what that hall looks like, there's a bunch of taxidermy around the walls, and then in the center there's a big like platform that has a pack of elephants on it, and the elephants are just going wild all over the place, but luckily that's beneath where you are, so you don't have to worry about that. And as you're making your way across, aside from there being quite a commotion, are you going to make your way across in any specific way? You know there are a lot of animals down there, but do they notice you? Can they even get up to you if they did notice you? What do you think you want to do?
Oh, we got a Scooby-Doo creep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
All right.
Tiptoe in.
Stealth, which I believe is moves, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Sneak is moves.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend a brownie point on that.
I'm gonna spend 4 of the 5 brownie points that Koss just gave us.
Oh no!
There it is.
I got another one.
Oh, no!
I'm cursed
Wait,
this time.
Hold on. Let me roll. It could be a double ghost.
Oh
Ooh.
my
Oh,
god.
thank
No,
God.
it's
No.
not a double
Okay,
ghost.
just single ghost.
Oh
No double
no.
You're both sneaking along, being pretty quiet. Ooh, what's a good way to? Let me think. There is a lion that is up on this balcony. It doesn't see you, but it's stalking along the balcony, just doing lion things. You see it, you duck behind a pillar or something. Oh, a cat. We got a cat on stream.
It's
Hold
Pumpkin.
Oh baby.
on. Yeah. And you duck behind a pillar, and there is some sort of interference that hits your walkie-talkie. It immediately starts going like, "Ark." Or maybe like you bump it or something and it goes off. And the lion's head immediately like swivels around towards you. Doesn't see you, but it heard it. And it's walking over.
I mean, is this the point where we do the Scooby-Doo run?
Or is this where it goes over to the other team, because we are getting close to time.
That's
So
true.
this is our cliffhanger, our side of the cliffhanger
Okay.
for the week.
Very nice. Let's do that. There's a lion headed your way.
The music swells and then they like change scenes.
Got to Team A, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Team A also went through the planetarium.
Mm-hmm.
We can't get to the third floor through the cosmic shop, unfortunately, as I have decreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's under
But once
construction.
you're on floor 2, what's your route?
Well, I notice right, like if we want to go cardinal direction north of the stairs of the Theodore Roosevelt Rotunda, that little black square with a white X through it is an elevator. And that goes all the way up to the 4th floor right outside the dinosaurs.
It's true.
Or we could just take the stairs and go straight up the stairs, following suit with where they just went and then just going up another floor.
I feel like stairs might be better when there's weird paranormal stuff going on. Don't want to get stuck in an elevator.
We'll just blast the door open. We'll be fine.
It's true, I do have a gun. Shooting
And
a
I have a
gun in an
prototype, actually.
elevator has never been a bad idea.
Oh
Never.
my God.
Nothing has ever gone wrong.
So that's is it stairs, elevator? What do we think?
It sounds like you really want to go up the elevator. And
Well, in my head, the really interesting scene of us and a cop in an elevator, just like silently going up the elevator, 2 flights of
True.
stairs,
Yeah.
just like
careless whispers, lobby
Yeah.
music.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the sound that gets the lion's attention, is the ding of the elevator opening.
yeah.
Ding. Oh no.
Well, we're going a floor up, but yeah, oh well, sorry guys.
Bye.
Close.
The button. Go faster.
Bye.
Yeah, so I would love to come out right at the top, right outside that Saurisian dinosaurs wing in that elevator. And
Great.
then the attempt to head through the Lafrac family gallery.
The
Yep.
Black Family Gallery.
Oh, it's a
Lafrac.
special exhibition, apparently. That's why it's in yellow.
Yeah.
Ah.
You all hustle into the elevator. The door closes. You have that moment where it's playing. You hear the sexy saxophone music of Wham.
Mhm.
You're all just kind of standing there, and and the detective is like, "So, how long you two been in this line of work?"
A month.
Yep. We're filling in.
He's like, "Oh," and then the door opens, and standing right in front of you, the skeleton of a Utah raptor, not a velociraptor. That would be too small.
Yes, it would. 2 feet tall.
The Utah raptor just staring you down, even though it's a skeleton. So can it do that? No.
It's empty
The empty eye
sockets.
and we just get the expressions on each of your faces as the elevator door opens. And the beast crouches, about to strike. And that's where we'll end today.
Whoa!
Woo! Spooky museum.
My old nemesis, Bones.
Lex, thank you so much for running this game. This was an absolute blast. I'm looking so forward to next time that we get to play. I'm always looking forward whenever y'all are on the channel. Lex, where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh gosh, you can find me on Twitter at Dank Dungeons. There is a link tree on that profile, which you can click on. And you can find all the different things that I do, which include writing RPGs, writing RPG supplements, writing music, doing actual plays, all sorts of stuff. Check it out. I'd appreciate it. And I will also pimp the other stream that I am on, which is the Great Modron March, which I'm on with Ted. Which is usually on Thursdays. So keep an eye out for that probably next week.
And then what channel is that going to be on?
I forgot. That is on Ted's channel, Nerd Immersion, specifically on YouTube. So YouTube, Nerd Immersion.
Can do. And Sir Heck, where can we find you? Or no, it's Ted. Where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh, okay. Hi. Well, yeah. Hi, I'm Ted. I run, as alluded to previously, I run Nerd Immersion. I'm on all the social medias, but YouTube will be your best bet to find me. If you like seeing lots of videos pop up in your feed, especially right now, covering the just utter dumpster fire that is the world of Dungeons and Dragons TTRPGs, I am the guy for you. And I just checked, and as of today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have put out 6 videos today. So, you know, those are 6 original different videos covering a variety of different topics. That's the kind of content production you can expect from me. So, Nerd Immersion on YouTube.
All right. And Heck, where can we find you?
All right. Hey, everybody. It's me, SirHeckalot. You can find me on all the social medias at SirHeckalot, including Twitch, Twitter, Itch, Tumblr. I'm like all over the place. If there's internet, just find me at that name. It's the easiest thing to do. In terms of the TTRPG space, you can find me on just a whole bunch of different streams. The one that's coming up the most recently is on the 16th over on Lost Caravan RPG. We are kicking off a week-long or 2-week-long campaign to raise funds for the Trevor Project. It is, I think, for the rest of January, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we will be playing the Fiasco system and playing as characters from Clue. So it's funny that it got mentioned this stream, because I am going to be playing Colonel Mustard in costume on stream. It's going to be great. I'm so excited, including facial hair. It's going to be wild. The things I do for charity. Other than that, you can find me mostly over on Lost Caravan for the rest of the month, playing Icon every other Wednesday, on the 24th. Same with the charity, playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians. So, you know, it's going to be a really good time. I'm super excited. But that's it for me.
Excellent. And M, where can we find you?
Well, I am McBoots42 everywhere except for on Twitch, where it's McBoots42. And I've been pretty quiet on the webs lately, but you can follow me on Twitter or Twitch to keep an eye out for upcoming streams, project announcements, also working on some different non-D&D TTRPG systems, or updates on the next Draw for Charity fundraising event, raising money for World Builders and Child's Play charity. Yep.
Sounds good. And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/indooradventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Or if this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures or anywhere audiocasts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. That way, hey, we got a bunch of content. We're nearing our 5-year mark this upcoming March. So, you know, if you like TTRPGs, there's a pretty big backlog for you to go check out. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fantastic people, consider joining us again at our Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side. Ask us those questions and questions for the courts. That's also where you can find the map of the museum that we are currently traversing. But with that, I would like to say once again, thank you, Lex, to running this game. This was incredible. Thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!